Other news I got for y'all. Suda51. It does make me sad. By the time I have kids, games and toy stores are going to be completely gone. Yeah, you know, it's crazy. When I was in Target yesterday, like the toy section is so small. It was like one little aisle. And I had said to my girl, I was like, damn, do kids even play with toys anymore? That's kind of sad because this is where I sound like a fucking boomer. But I'm like, yo, toys are actually good for kids. It promotes mental stimulation and thinking, like really, like Legos, really too. That's ingenuity. They just be on the iPad, their brains be fried. I'm like, damn, kids don't play with toys. Like they don't got no fucking imagination. Shit is crazy, bruh. No, I get my nephew toys and it don't even last 10 minutes. What, that nigga eating them? What is he doing? They just be on the iPad and shit. Why are you booping me, dude? Why are you fucking booping me? Here, you want a hug? I remember having imaginary wars. Yeah. Like the kids these days don't even do kid shit no more. I used to do little manish shit as a kid. I had the black Power Ranger. Y'all remember the Power Ranger that the head would flip into the body and it would turn from a human to a Power Ranger? I had the black Power Ranger and the pink one. I used to make them hump. Be like, it's morphin' time. Then I give Kimberly that dick. Right? Watch out. Freaky ass kid. Next topic. Suda51. Everyone cares too much about Metacritic scores. Meanwhile, Shinji Mikami says the biggest budget titles are drowning out more unique games. Let's talk about it. Is the gaming community too focused on game scores? I kind of agree. Let's read along. Industry veteran and No More Heroes creator, I don't know how to say it. I'm just going to say Suda51, believes games companies are still putting too much stock in how their games perform on Metacritic. In an interview with Games Industry Biz, Suda and his fellow Japanese legend Shuji Mikami discussed the myriad reasons that titles like their own, with their distinct style and flavor, have been somewhat rare over the years, and Suda suggested it's because many companies are too focused on review scores. Everybody pays too much attention to and cares too much about Metacritic scores. It's gotten to the point where there's almost a set formula. If you want to get a high Metacritic score, this is how you make the game, he said. PlayStation games. PlayStation games have gotten so fucking formulaic. The Last of Us, Spider-Man, God of War. Like it's all like that cinematic, third-person, over-the-shoulder camera angle. They're all the same fucking game, damn near. So he's not wrong. If you got a game that doesn't fit into that formula, that marketability scope, it loses points on Metacritic. The bigger the companies might not want to deal with that kind of thing. That might not be the main reason, but that's certainly one reason why. Everyone cares too much about numbers. Damn, he said, let's get back to the art. Personally, I don't care too much about the Metacritic numbers. I'm not really conscious of them. What's important to us is putting the games out that we want to put out and having people playing the games we want to be able to play. Suda admitted he does occasionally check Metacritic scores, especially with his studio Grasshopper. Manufacturer has released a game. Sometimes a media outlet has given us a 0. That makes me feel shitty. Why go that far and give us a 0, he laughs. But apart from that, I try to avoid Metacritic. Mikami, meanwhile, believes that there are plenty of less conventional titles out there, but they get less attention because of all the big budget titles that are out there and all that power that be put into the marketing. Basically, gaming is almost kind of mirrored the MCU, where like a lot of people complain that, and I feel like a lot of like prominent directors got a lot of hate because during peak MCU, you couldn't tell the consumer anything. But I think as like people have gotten more and more tired of the MCU, they're starting to agree. Cinema, as much as the 10-year run that the MCU had, it kind of did ruin cinema because everything became this formulaic Marvel type of movies that weren't even supposed to be Marvel movies. I think that's why Oppenheimer and even Barbie was refreshing. We need more Pulp Fictions. It's just not a lot of interesting things going on. And the same thing has happened in gaming. Like I said, that cinematic third person over the shoulder camera angle with the deep, dark, intricate story about how revenge is bad that we're gonna remaster 5 times over and over. And if we're not doing that, we're playing another generic white man hunting for treasure and swinging on vines in the jungle, shooting his gun. Hollywood blockbuster hunting. Yeah, unfortunately, versus like, I miss the creative games like, what was that game that, I remember it was the Gears of War people, Epic published it. It was a stylistic shooter. We never got a sequel to that shit. That was a creative shooter. What the fuck was that shit called? You remember the one like you were like sliding around and you had the whip chain and you would like score points and stuff like that? What was that one called? No, not Vanquish. No, not Vanquish. I remember that one. It was a first-person shooter. Bulletstorm. Yeah. We never got a Bulletstorm sequel. That was a first-person shooter that was creative. Like, I miss games like that. Like, that's why I feel like the last real great era for like single-player games where you were getting a lot of fucking creative stuff was that 360 type shit. Yeah, Bulletstorm was fire. Another problem with Metacritic too is like a lot of those reviews be fake. That's why I be pulling them up on stream. If you go to Metacritic and you only look at the score, that's a problem. Always read the reviews because they don't verify purchases. Just the other day on this stream, we went on the Metacritic for Star Wars Outlaws. And don't get me wrong, I feel like this game is pretty average. But once again, that's another conversation we need to have. People are allowed to like average stuff because it might be average to you, but it's not average to the other person. You don't get to dictate how people spend their money. But anyways, in the Metacritic for Star Wars Outlaws, there was a review in there. The dude gave it a 0 out of 10. He said it's too many women in the game. A 0 really affects the score, and I think that's what he's talking about. It's a lot of disingenuous shit going on. The community has been infiltrated by grifters. And I would just tell you, be a good consumer, do your due diligence. If you're interested in something that other people aren't interested in, that's okay. Just do your research and you might find that, hey, it wasn't for this person, but it could be for me. I understand the argument some people have. Oh, I don't got time. I don't want to buy a bunch of 7s or even like a 6. But keep in mind, it was a 6 or a 7 to them. It might be an 8 or a 9 to you. So do your research. Don't watch one review. Watch 10. $70 is a lot of money to commit. Why is average bad? That's another conversation we need to have as well. Why is average bad? I guess the only counter argument you can have to that is because games are so expensive, so most people don't want an average game. But like that's why I said you gotta do your research and figure out if it's for you. But like I said, most y'all mamas is average, below average. I'm gonna be honest. Most y'all mamas is not even an adjustable 6. But do your research. Be a good consumer. Read reviews. Don't just watch an IGN review. Like me personally, I'll read like 5, 6 reviews. Watch them. The word mid has done irreparable damage to society. It has. Like I said, I always bring up the Technomancer. That shit got a 6 out of 10 from most major reviewers. I liked it. I still like the game. At bare minimum, because what's happening in 2 is like, you don't even have to buy a game when it first comes out. If it doesn't review the best, it gets a 7 and you're on a budget, but you're still interested in the game. We've gotten to a point where it's almost like you get shamed for buying a game when it's cheaper. Okay, you don't want to get it for 70. What about when it's like 30 or 40, right? People will still, you bought that shit, bro? My favorite YouTuber who lives with roaches says DEI samurai, so it's bad, bro. Niggas is parrots. Are you here to have fun or express a talking point of somebody else? I liked Flintlock. Flintlock was like another 6, 7. It might be an 8 to some people. Flintlock was free on Game Pass. All you had to do was invest an hour or 2 of your time into the game to decide if you like it or not. It was free on Game Pass. And so many people dismissed it because DEI. That's what I say when I say shit's getting a little weird. We've reached a point in society where people don't like free shit. And even if you don't got Game Pass, it's $1 for a month. Figure it out yourself, bro. I was just about to say Suicide Squad, probably a banger bargain bin game. I think that game was going to die regardless because like the gameplay loop. But yeah, it would have been better if it was cheaper. The price was too high for that shit. People just like being miserable. And it's weird that the miserable people have infested the gaming community because gaming is about having fun. It's escapism. And you're bringing that element that we're trying to escape into gaming. And that's where I'm getting confused. Are you here to have fun or not? Shut your bitch ass up, bro. That's why I said the best thing we could do to push back on all these grifters in the community, if you see a stupid take on Twitter, just reply, hey, what games do you like? Niggas turn into malfunctioning games I like? I just realized I haven't played any games this year. Exactly, bitch. We know you don't play them. We know you don't play them. You said there were no women in Wukong. There's women all in it. And all you had to do is play the game. They never answer that question. We don't know. How you know what's game of the year? You didn't play nothing, bruh. Exactly, bitch. You need system failure. You need an update, dude. You need an update. So I kind of agree with what dude was saying. That's a conversation we got to keep having. Chapter 4 is all women. It's literally a love story. You didn't beat the game, but you reviewed it. That's crazy. New Venom trailer dropped. Haven't watched it. I saved it. I saw it on the timeline. I saved it for the timeline. Matter of fact, let's go to YouTube and get the high. I just saved it so I didn't forget. Let me go to YouTube and get the HD version because, you know, Elon, fix your fucking site. Y'all want to go more video, but the trailers and shit are not good on the quality. Let's see. Venom 3 trailer. Is it fire? Is it fire? Last Dance. You should at least have 10 minimum hours on a game before you review it. I'm of the ideology you should beat the game before you review it. I don't want to hear your opinion. Like I said, like I really liked Hogwarts Legacy at the beginning. By the time I ended it, I was over it. The second half of Hogwarts Legacy is not good in my opinion. Same thing with Dragon's Dogma 2 is another great example. The ending in Dragon's Dogma 2 was fucking awful. The ending in Hogwarts Legacy was just mid. It was disappointing because like halfway through the game, I felt like the gameplay loop didn't evolve. And to be honest, I don't know how they can evolve it for the sequel because being a wizard is so limiting. But it was still an okay game. But the second half of Dragon's Dogma 2 is dog shit. I don't care what nobody says. So like, I don't agree with it. I think you need to beat a game before. That's why when I do my videos and I give my impressions now, I straight up admit I have not beat the game. This is just my impressions now. How I feel later might be different when I beat the game. So can't nobody call me a hypocrite because like, yo, I told you I didn't beat it. This is just first impressions. This is where I'm at right now. Say you didn't beat Dark Souls 2 though. Well, actually, you didn't beat Dark Souls 2. That was one of those rare cases where I allowed the fucking internet to pressure me into playing something, and I regret that shit because niggas still bring that shit up seriously. I still don't like. And the funny thing about Dark Souls 2 is people were mad at me because of my review of that game, but here we are like 10 plus years later, and people agree it. From my understanding, the Souls community don't even like Dark Souls 2. So what are we even mad at? I ended up being right in the long run. That shit, you just couldn't say nothing negative back then because Dark Souls was so hot. Oh shit. But anyways, let's check out this Venom last dance shit. Where Hawkboy at? Where the Vulture at? Right? We just that is that end cutscene in the last movie not gonna pay off? Where the Vulture pulls up at the end of Venom 2? We just gonna act like that didn't exist. God damn, these movies fucking suck. What happened at the end of Venom 2 then? These movies suck. I can't remember. My fault. Morbid time. My fault. All right, I'm wrong on that. How's he gonna? I'm confused at how he's gonna fight Null. Morbius. They're about to form their own little Sinister Six. Morbius and Craven are about to pop up in the Rhino. No, this is a Null setup. It looked okay. Like I don't know if I would see that like week 1. This is like maybe see this movie week 2, week 3. You know, on a Tuesday special at 11 a.m. for like $5. Like it didn't like blow me. It looks better than Craven. It does. It's not hard to do that, but this is looking like another solid 6, maybe. Straight to streaming movie. It looks like it's okay. I don't feel the need to see this day 1 though. Venom had to fuse Thor's hammer and Silver Surfer's board to defeat him. He better not lose the plot. I'm saying. Wesley Snipes can save Marvel. Right. I'll see it on streaming. Yeah, your name is Web Slinging and you don't want to see it day 1? That's crazy. That is crazy. It looked like a parody movie. Yeah. I really wish Sony would let this shit go. Like, let these live action movies go and just focus on the next Spider-Verse movie. That's your guys' bread and butter. That's where you guys are getting people excited. So why not double down on that and really just hire more writers, more animators, and just make it some next level shit so you can break box office records, you know? Hollywood greed. Laughing my ass off. I'm older and I'm over it. You said Spider-Man not hitting the same. What about Flappy Bird, chat? Flappy Bird's back. One of the greatest games of the 2010s is back. Coming to an iPhone and Android near you, Flappy Bird. This is an original viral game that was really hard to beat. Who's downloading? Just know from my research, this is not the original version of Flappy Bird. I mean, it's gonna play like it, but apparently the people who own this game now are not the original owners. They seized the assets in a hostile takeover, and now they're re-releasing the game. So I don't know if you care about the ethics of shit. Whatever, it's a fucking iPhone game, whatever. But just putting that out there, you know. The dumbest developer to ever live. Why you say that? I did fall on my knees when I saw the next Spider-Verse movie. Shit. Never mind, I don't want it. You're the people who paid thousands for a phone with it. Right. It's coming back for free. Let's watch the trailer together, bruh. 10 years ago. It's back.
Gaming sensation.
Peak gaming.
Flappy Bird.
Why is it so hard?
Downloaded more than 50 million times.
It is the
number one app
in over 100 countries.
It's a global sensation.
And people going crazy by the addictive nature of the game.
If you thought iPad kids were bad, it's about to get worse.
Suddenly it was game over.
The mobile game Flappy Bird has been taken off the Apple App Store and Google's
Users across social media expressing their disappointment.
You can't play Flappy Bird anymore.
Rest in peace.
The downfall of modern. Bro, this was 10 years ago. I know, right? Time flies, right? Time flies. Was this the beginning of the mobile game market? This is one of the first viral games I remember. Even new skins. Translation, we found new ways to monetize this. Not only will this game be full of ads, but we're also going to offer a paid version with no ads, and we're going to offer a version where you can buy skins, where you can change the pipes and the character. Yeah, this shit's getting a battle pass. Don't be fooled. And you know the monetization is going to be bad because, like I stated earlier, this is not being reintroduced into the wild by the original developers. Somebody did a hostile takeover and has seized the assets. So they're going to monetize the fuck out of this shit. They're in it for the money. Landing soon. Game of the year? A battle pass would be crazy. At level 20, I get a checkered board Flappy Bird. Sweet. They about to slut Flappy Bird out? Right. I predict this game will have a moment for like maybe a week to a month. And then people will realize that, because the internet, this is not 10 years ago. The internet moves so fast. People's attention spans. I give it like a month tops, and then the game is just going to disappear again. Nobody's going to care. I think part of the legend of this game is the fact that the developer took it off of the store during the peak. It left at the peak, right? Kind of like when Jordan went to go play, fucking golf and baseball. He left at his peak, so it's like people wanted more. They wanted more. But this is not Jordan at the same time. You're not Jordan. This is like Mario Chalmers coming back, you know? Nobody cares. I just got done editing a daily video about this. It's not going to last. Yeah, I don't think it's going to last. It's going to have a moment. They got crypto shit. I linked in an article. There's crypto shit linked to it. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh, I see it. What's this about? Let me turn my shit back on. Court documents revealed that GameTex Holding had pinched the trademark from Newegg after the original developer missed refiling for it. Hostile takeover. Which, to be fair, it's the original developer's fault because he didn't refile for the trademark, so he allowed somebody to buy it. So, like I said, it's not owned by the original developer. The Flappy Bird Foundation, spearheaded by game designer Michael Roberts, then purchased it from GameTech. Roberts is a studio ahead at 1208 Productions, which he says spearheaded the return of Flappy Bird. It's a pioneer in the Web3 space, responsible for generating $75 million in revenue, and is also has strong links to NFTs. Oh yeah, stay away from this shit, chat. Stay away from this shit. So I didn't even read this article. I predicted it from the fucking trailer. They're gonna monetize the fuck out of it with all those skins. But now we know it's owned by a company that publishes NFTs and is a pioneer in the Web3 space. Yeah, I don't know about this. In the inverse investigation of the acquisition, they bring to light the emphasis of microtransactions. Phrases such as revamp the game's ecosystem are put forward as evidence. And their Twitter page is indicative of something else, crypto. A quick scan will reveal plenty of tweets for Doge, Bitcoin, Elon Musk, and plenty of AI generated imagery. Yeah, stay away from this shit. I'm gonna save this one for the podcast. Did you buy the Marvel vs. Capcom collection? I did. I actually bought a hard copy yesterday. So believe it or not, we were just talking about GameStop. I walked into GameStop yesterday. I didn't want to go, but what was it? My girl want to go to Target, women, right? And there's a GameStop next to the Target that we were at. I was like, oh, I'm already here. I was like, let me go see. Let me go pick up a copy because I seen the reviews drop for the Marvel collection. I walked in, and for those unaware, because I didn't even know this, the digital version of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection dropped yesterday, but the hard copy doesn't come out till November 22nd. So if you're wondering why some people are playing it and why some people aren't, that's why. Me personally, I don't want a digital copy. The reason I'm excited is I can get a hard copy. So I'm not playing that until November. They all love Target, bro. Just be walking around looking at fake plants and shit. So yeah, I actually went into the GameStop, and the GameStop employee, shout out to him, he was actually informed. He told me, he was like, yeah, it was only the digital version that came out today. I was like, oh fuck, my bad, I didn't even know. So yeah, I went on Amazon and I ordered a copy. I'll have it when it comes out in November. We'll be playing that. We'll probably run some lobbies or something like that for shits and giggles. I should buy them the last Game Informer mags before they disappear. True. Be in there 30 minutes and get 2 things for real. Just subbed again. I appreciate you, Speaks. Dropping the digital before the disc is like bonus sales. Yeah, I think it's greed. They know it's going to be some people out there that just can't help themselves. But my thing is, like, the whole reason to be excited about the Marvel collection is the fact that there was a hard copy and it hasn't been released in 15 years. And we don't know when we're going to see it again. And they can pull them games off your hard drive whenever. So like, if you want the game, I would promote you exercise some discernment and just wait for the hard copy. Don't get that digital copy. Costco or Target? We went to Target. What else we got for you? Oh, last but not least in this batch of articles, Steam Deck drops to $296 for a limited time right after the PS5 Pro reveal. So currently the 64 gigabyte model is going for less than $300 and the 512 gigabyte model is going for $336. And I'm not gonna lie, this is tempting me. Because when we were in Target yesterday, I got kind of tempted. I found a PlayStation Portal. They had 3 of them. I was like, oh shit, those things are hard to find. And I want to be able to play my PlayStation laying on the couch, but this is on sale for less than $300. I can stream my PlayStation and PC games. Here you go. It's so worth it. If you want the link, here you go. I am tempted. I've been thinking about it all day. I might get that 296 model, bro. There you go. There's the link. Don't act like I didn't put you on. Steam Deck is goated. Don't act like I didn't put you on. There's the price right there. Dude, get the Steam Deck. I grind 2K on my couch. You know what's funny, Rob? That's literally what I said to my girl yesterday. I was like, man, this PlayStation Portal would be nice. I could grind my 2K build on the couch. But now I know this shit is less than 300. I could grind my 2K build on the couch. Oh shit! Like I'm saving this. I'm sitting on it. I'm gonna make up my mind by the end of the weekend. I'm gonna make up my mind, bro. I told you, I just don't want to buy this. Oh, you have till September 26th. Okay, you got plenty of time. You got a couple weeks. That's like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good price right there. Even this 64 gigabyte model, I really don't care because I'm not gonna have a bunch of games on there anyway. Have 2-3 games on there at a time. I'm not playing it all the time. That's tempting. I'm not gonna lie. That is tempting. No OLED, nah, it's the base joint. It's perfect because you can chill with your girl while you playing on the couch, pretty much. You wouldn't want the OLED? Nah, I don't care. I don't care about the OLED. It's 720p. The monitor's smaller. Like, I don't really care that much. $400 for the OLED, $600-700. I will be mad if I buy this shit though. And the Steam Deck 2 gets announced. If the Xbox drops a handheld, will you be getting it? Absolutely. Any hardware, I'll buy it because I got to make videos on it. The OLED is a bit faster. Man, I'll think about it. Oh wait, I need to save that for another joint. But yeah, I put y'all on. I'll let y'all know what's going on. Let me open up the next batch of articles I got for y'all. I'm actually gonna save this. Oh, come on, computer. There we go. And my shit's there. We go. Thank you. It was like locking up for a second. Let me save this one. What the fuck? Where? Can you pop up already? It won't pop up. I'm just get rid of it. Fuck it. Just type in Steam Deck. Steam Deck. Had that saved. Say that one. My fault. All right, let me bring up the chat again. That shit was locking up, bro. Some bullshit. Shut the fuck up, Brooke. God damn. Number one hater in the chat. The thumbsticks take some time getting used to. I've held the Steam Deck before. I know how it feels. Let's get back on this PlayStation shit though. Got some more interesting news in regards to the PlayStation 5 Pro. According to Insider Gaming, it would be extremely challenging to hit 60 FPS. Digital Foundry talks about Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PlayStation 5 Pro. $700 console, no 60 FPS. Sony has officially revealed, yeah, we know. What a hefty price. It's also expensive that it was immediately started turning gamers off, but it's been suggested that it's by design, as the console will typically be marketed towards enthusiasts, not the casual gamer. I agree. The problem is you put a 67% more powerful GPU in the platform and didn't enhance the CPU, so it's gonna bottleneck. I said this on stream a few days ago. With the lack of games on the horizon and a lack of new games, talk has turned to Grand Theft Auto 6 being the only title that would sway people to invest in a PS5 Pro. However, in a recent interview with Digital Foundry, it was suggested that even the might of the Pro wouldn't be able to push GTA 6's frame rate to 60 FPS. It's a CPU problem. I love when I'm fucking right, man. I love it. It has almost been a year since the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer was released, and fans are waiting patiently for another update. When the trailer was published in December of 2023, it broke viewership records, but then Rockstar Games was plunged back into science and shadow, setting about competing that what might be the fastest selling game ever. Following the reveal of the PS5 Pro, IGN sat down with Digital Foundry to grill tech experts on the expectations of the console running Grand Theft Auto 5. To that end, Richard Ledbetter, the tech editor at Digital Foundry, explained, Grand Theft Auto games have always run complex simulations that push the CPU hard. We just had a conversation about this during the Assassin's Creed section of the podcast, where I said one of the reasons why Ubisoft AI and most games AI is not that good is because there's so many things going on in the open world, and the CPU and AI is driven by the CPU. There's not a lot of computing power left over for complex decision trees when it comes to AI. This further proves my point, which is why every GTA game has initially launched on their target platforms at 30 FPS or lower. The PS5 Pro uses the same CPU as the PS5, and it would be extremely challenging to hit 60 FPS if the base PS5 version is targeting 30 FPS. This isn't a GPU problem, it's a CPU problem. Of course, all bets are off if Rockstar is targeting 60 FPS on the standard PS5, but we've seen no evidence suggesting that so far. So if they prioritize visuals over performance, it doesn't matter. It's gonna fuck over the PS5 Pro, and that's the real reason why the $700 is a ripoff. They put a 60% more powerful GPU in that thing and didn't upgrade the CPU. It's literally gonna do, I don't say nothing, but it's not gonna do much. It's not gonna do much. And it's so funny that all these Sony ponies are defending this shit, saying, oh, this is for the enthusiasts. If you are a real tech enthusiast, you would know what a bottleneck is. The day they announced this shit, I told y'all, it's gonna bottleneck. If you're a tech enthusiast, you should know what that means. The problem is, and I'm not trying to be an asshole here, the average console player is not a tech enthusiast. Some are obviously going to be more tech prowess than the average, but the average person playing on console, they bought a console because A, it's cheaper, and B, it's plug and play. They are not enthusiasts. So I could argue most of the people who are going to buy the PS5 Pro is because they've been marketed that this is the best console on the market. But they don't know the technical stuff behind it. And they're going to buy it to flex on people. Oh, I got the $700 console. Then you're going to buy it and you're playing Grand Theft Auto 6 at 30 FPS just like the rest of us. But the lighting's going to be a little bit better. Ooh, I'm a tech enthusiast about cameras and editing software, not video games. And here's the thing. I'm not even making fun of people if you're not. It's okay if you're not. But like, if you're a real tech enthusiast, you should have known the moment why couldn't they produce a PlayStation 5 Pro that had a 30% more powerful CPU and a 30% more powerful GPU? It's like, let me give you a real world example of what the PlayStation 5 Pro is. 67% more powerful GPU, but the same CPU. That's equivalent to somebody who goes to the gym and they only weight lift. This nigga don't stretch, he don't do no cardio, and he damn for sure don't eat right. So he got that jailhouse body, big ass gut, big ass arms, strong as an ox. But ask him to run a mile. It's the same shit. He said, I feel attacked. It's the same shit. Balance is important. You can't have one and not the other. Ask that nigga to scratch his back. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. It's just not funny. It's the same shit, bruh. Sounds like my older brother. So for me to articulate it in very simple form for you, this is the tech equivalent to somebody who just lifts weights and doesn't stretch and doesn't do cardio. The construction worker build. Like, yeah, you're useful for lifting a couch, but bruh, you ain't useful for nothing else pretty much. Yo, shout out to Lil Peppers with the sub. Appreciate it. So don't get me wrong, the PS5 Pro will be better than the PS5. Don't get it twisted. It's just, I don't know if it's going to be $700 worth. I really hope they drop the price on the PS5. Yeah, no long-term use. I really hope they drop the PS5 price. Because it seems like that's where you're going to get most of your value and not the PS. I think the only workaround for this is kind of like what they said in the article. If Rockstar is targeting 60 FPS on the base model of the PS5, meaning that they're not focused on visuals, but Rockstar tends to not do that. I mean, if we keep in mind when Grand Theft Auto 5 launched on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, let's not forget that's where it launched. It was running at 30 FPS. And I remember them saying it feels like a next gen game does, because that was right on the tail end of the PS4. The PS4 was just about to come out. And I remember they asked Rockstar, how come you guys didn't just save the game for the PS4 and the Xbox One? And Rockstar said, it feels like a next gen game to us. Then like within a year later, the remaster came out on the PS4. Red Dead Redemption 2 was 30 FPS. Yeah, and I think that's why they said it. They have if we use history as a metric, if we use the data suggests Grand Theft Auto 6 is probably going to launch at 30 FPS, and then the PC version is going to come out and it's going to launch at 60, and then they're probably going to remaster it for console and it's going to launch at 60. But the original version is probably going to run at 30 FPS. What's the problem with 30 FPS? Yeah, there's a difference, but it isn't that bad. The problem with 30 FPS is so like video games is an interactive medium, right? And frame rate is tied directly to the input. The higher the frame rate is, the quicker the controller responds to what is done on the quicker the response is to what's done on the screen to the button press. So you always want a higher frame rate, especially in multiplayer games, because you want that quick interactions. Also, the difference is bad. Yeah, the difference is bad in my opinion. Another problem with 30 FPS is if a game is locked at 30 FPS, when the frame rate drops, it means it's going to drop below 30 and it's going to become super laggy and chuggy. And we know from what we've seen in the trailers, it looks like they're pushing visuals on Grand Theft Auto 6. So it might have some input lag, basically. You don't want the input lag. You never want a game to run at 30 FPS, because if a game runs at 60 FPS, right? I'll give you an example. I remember, was it Bayonetta 2? Bayonetta 2 was targeting 60 FPS on the Wii U, because that's what it originally launched. It targeted 60 FPS on the Wii U. And for the most part, it did run 60 FPS, but when things got a little bit hectic, it would drop down to 45 frames. 45 frames is better than 30. So it's good to target that 60, but when you target 30, when the frame rate starts dropping and it hits that 15 frames, that shit is unplayable. And I find it very interesting that the same people that defend the 30 FPS are the same people that complain, man, I'm tired of these games being $70. Then demand better performance. You want to pay $70 for a game that's going to potentially, there's nothing worse than a single player game that lags. I don't want to play that shit, bruh. I don't want to play that shit. I find it very interesting that people pick and choose things that they want to complain about. So nah, I think 60 FPS should be the standard at this point. If you got to lower the visuals, that's fine. They even admitted, Sony even admitted they surveyed their audience, and 75% of the PlayStation audience told Mark Cerny, who's the main technical engineer for the PlayStation, they prefer performance over graphics. So why do these studios keep making this shit? I don't know. 20 FPS standard? Fuck no. That shit's a movie. That shit is a fucking movie. Turn the ray tracing off. Turn it off, man. Other Sony stuff I got for y'all. Bayonetta 3 development suffered as a result due to inconsistent frame rate. Yeah, that's the reason I love Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 3 is ass. And it's one of the main reasons is that shit is ashy. And the frame rate was it was just unplayable. I was like, I can't play this shit. It's a fast-paced game that's lagging. I don't like it. I've never seen this before, but Sony has removed my review copy of Concord from my account. And like this dude said, it's funny to make fun of Concord. We get it. But just a friendly reminder, these companies can pull the game off your hard drive at any time. They pulled it off his hard drive and they can do it with any other game. That shit is crazy. That's why earlier I said I'm not buying a digital copy of the Marvel collection. I'll wait for the hard copy. So if there's any point I want to play it, I can play it. Yeah, it's getting real. And I swear to God, I've been highlighting these type of stories more and more every month. I swear this happens like once or twice every month now. And I feel like it's going to happen more and more. They're going to start pulling shit off your hard drive. Exactly why I went back to collecting physicals. Yeah, I just bought a big ass, what's that drink called? Storage case. I just keep my games in to protect them. As much as I love gaming on PC, this kind of scares me. Hey, you see, I got them right on the desk. I've been buying games again. But other news, Microsoft lays off another 650 people, unfortunately. How much did Microsoft pay for? How much did Microsoft pay for Activision? I want to, was it 7 billion? Oh, my bad. 70. We're rounding that up. Microsoft paid $70 billion for Activision. This is the third round of layoffs. Keep in mind, it was like 2 months ago, they laid off like another 300 people. Then like last year, they laid off like 1,000 people or some shit like that. Microsoft lays off another 650 Xbox employees as part of the Activision deal. After slashing 1,900 jobs across Xbox and Activision earlier this year, Microsoft is laying off another 650 employees, according to an internal memo seen by The Verge. The cuts are again related to Activision Blizzard's acquisition and will mostly affect corporate and supporting functions, Xbox Phil Spencer told employees. We have made the decision to eliminate approximately 650 roles across Microsoft Gaming to organize our business for long-term success, Spencer wrote. No games, devices, or experiences are being canceled, and no studios are being closed as part of these adjustments today. Translation, man, this Activision bill is pretty expensive, and we haven't recouped on it. So what jobs can we cut, guys? And also, we pray to God that Black Ops 6 raises the sales of Game Pass and people buy as many hard copies of Black Ops 6 for $70. Please, please, please buy Black Ops 6 because we are struggling. Last I checked, it's either 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 PS5s are being sold for every Xbox. Game Pass is keeping Xbox afloat. Microsoft completed its $70 billion purchase of Activision Blizzard in October 2020. Yeah, we know. Since then, the company, it's just a report on the actual layoffs. This is unfortunate, man. You know what sucks about all these layoffs too? It like cannibalizes the industry. There's been like 4,000 jobs lost in the last 6 months. So now you got all these people in the same industry in the gaming space all fighting for one job. That shit sucks. And that's what makes people want to quit. I read an article that a lot of people left Annapurna, the company that made Stray, the game with the kitty cat. And I read in that article, some people were saying they might just leave the gaming industry altogether. Because like I said, when so many people lose their job in the same industry at once, now everybody's looking for a job and just cannibalizing each other. The industry needs to unionize for real. For real. That's the tech industry as a whole. Yeah, because I mean, this gaming is a subsidiary of the tech industry. Yeah, you're right. You know, someone's doing multiple. Yeah, and then the people who get to stay on for these jobs, they're now wearing multiple hats. You know, you might have got hired to keep the bathroom clean, and now you out there doing programming code and shit. You don't even know how you did. Like, goddamn, I didn't even go to school for computer science. Where did I learn this? Because Phil Spencer told me to do it. Let me stop. That Annapurna situation is unprecedented. Did I think I did. I think I said that already. Here's it right here. Matter of fact, the entire staff of the beloved game publisher Annapurna Interactive has reportedly resigned. The entire studio, let me repeat that for not following, the entire studio that made Stray, a very good game that came out last year. It seems stupid, but it was a good game. I streamed the whole thing. They have resigned. Annapurna Interactive, the game company for famously publishing the indie title Stray, Outer Worlds, and all these other stuff. Bloomberg reports the entire staff for Annapurna Interactive, the gaming division of Meg's, has resigned, failing to convince Ellison to let them create spin-off games in its division. All 25 members of Annapurna Interactive have resigned. Former president Nathan Gary and staffers told Bloomberg, "This is one of the hardest decisions we have ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly." This is close to unionizing because they're sticking together. An Annapurna spokesperson told Bloomberg that the existing games and projects will remain under the company. Annapurna didn't immediately reply to a request for a comment. Shit is wild, man. Wasn't that game nominated for Game of the Year? A game that was nominated for Game of the Year. One of the best-selling games of last year. One of the best-reviewed games of last year. They're not being treated right, so they all left. If I had to take an educated guess, the reason they all collectively resigned is they didn't like the ownership and what they were doing. They're probably about to form another studio, if I had to guess. They're probably about to form another studio so they can do what the fuck they want. Because, I mean, they basically recited creative differences. Shit's crazy. Wild times. Wild times. Yeah, they didn't like the owner. Y'all like Tony Hawk? We got some other stuff. Tony Hawk confirms he and Activision are working on something special. Is it too late for Tony Hawk, chat? Do we care? Can Tony Hawk make a push, or are we just waiting for Skate? Let me know. Get to the article. During an interview with Mythical Kitchen, Tony Hawk was asked about the future of the franchise. He said something was in the works, but couldn't share any details. I wish I could tell you more, said Hawk, but I can tell you that I've been talking to Activision again, which is insanely exciting, and we're working on something. This is the first time I can say it publicly. Skate Man, I want Underground 3, Tony Hawk. Ooh, Underground 3 would be fire. Yeah, you're right. Underground, I would take that. Just don't make it like, because Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 was ass. I'll tell you one thing this is exciting for, right? Let's say they announce Thug 3. Underground. Keep in mind, Microsoft owns Activision. Activision owns Tony Hawk. So if they announce Thug 3, it's free on Game Pass. It's free on Game. That's the only reason this news excited me. I said, ooh-wee, another solid game I don't got to pay for. But according to Sony Ponies, if you have Game Pass, you're on welfare. But us welfare gamers are eating. We're eating. So it's the logistics of it. I'm like, okay, there might be another. I think that's the most exciting thing about Microsoft purchasing Activision. They own so many powerful IPs. I just need them to, reach into the jar. Reach into the jar. Let's get some more of them games on the welfare pass. So we're gonna 60-player free skate lobbies. It'd be fire. You think I'm joking? Like I did as I showed it on stream. I don't know. I don't remember where the damn tweet is. Wait. I think I saved it. Let's see if I can show it again. I think I saved it. Let me see. It was a tweet. Mastermind. What was the last things that I showed? Oh, here it is. Yeah, I saved it. You think I'm playing? This is the day that the PlayStation 5 Pro was announced. He said, "We don't accept broke boys in the PlayStation community. If you want cheap fast food, you can check out the Xbox Welfare Pass." This is the stuff I be talking about when I say Sony Ponies, PlayStation niggas, Xbots. I'm never talking about fans of a platform. You can be a fan of something. That's okay. I'm talking about corporate cocksuckers. This place Sony doesn't pay your bills. What is wrong with you? We're mad that a platform is adding value to the consumer. So yes, that's the new joke in the stream. You are you have welfare if you're on Game Pass. Would you play Tony Hawk game with a skateboard controller on stream? No, nigga, no. That shit was awful. The one you had to stand and actually do ollies. I'd never been so disgusted in a game in my life. That shit didn't even work. So we're gonna keep an eye on it. Super early announcement. He's all but confirmed there's something Tony Hawk related coming. We don't know if it's Pro Skater. We don't know if it's a peripheral. We just know it's coming. Let's keep an eye on it. Shout to Cheesy with the sub. They too broke to afford Game Pass. They exposing themselves. Brokies, bro. Does Xbox think the Game Pass is more profitable than buying the game? What if? I'm gonna be honest, I don't care. They're a corporation. Let them figure it out. Microsoft is one of the most powerful companies in the world. Fortune 500. I don't give a fuck if it's profitable for them or not. That's their problem. As you as a consumer, that's not for you to figure out. And never forget that. Fuck them, bro. It's their job to figure it out. It's your job to be a good consumer and say, is this the best deal for me? Is this $700 console that won't even run Grand Theft Auto 6 better than the base model of the PS5? Is that a good deal for me? That's what you need to be worried about. Consumers need to get more selfish. Let the corporations figure it out, because once again, these corporations ain't paying your bills, and they also don't give a fuck about you. They trying to run psyops on you. You guys ever wanted to tip a game developer after you beat it? Like, I was playing Elden Ring the other day, and I said, wow, this game's really good. These developers deserve a $20 tip. Nigga, fuck you. Here's a tip. Go fuck yourself. Stop. So like I'm always gonna promote. That's not your problem, dude. Let the corporation figure that out. Just be a good consumer. Be a good consumer. We're the ones struggling, not them. Yo, shout out to Kevo the Gamer with the sub. Appreciate it. I just wonder. I know I'm not mad at you. I'm just yapping. I'm just yapping, dog. I'm just yapping. I found this pretty interesting. I saw this on the timeline. I'm sick of BR games, but this was interesting. According to Jake Lucky, these developers are working on a massive 40-player platform fighting game, Battle Royale. Smash Bros. Battle Royale? Let's watch along. Please fix your video player, Elon. It's ashy. I'm kind of interested, I'm not gonna lie. As a Smash struggle, as a Smash sweat. It's an interesting concept. What's the name of the game? We'll get to it. I don't even know the name of it, my bad. Sensory overload. Bite breakers, guys. And then the cool part is, I was just gonna show this trailer today, but like right before I started streaming, I caught this on the timeline. He replied to this. Due to the public demand, the developers have now turned on their public playtest. Anyone who requests access on stream will be loaded in. So basically, if you search this game on Steam, you can play it now because they're doing a playtest. It's free. At least the playtests. So I'm about to do it right now. Search Bite Breakers on Steam and then just request access, and they should give it to you in theory. Let's see. Bite Breakers. Might try it out this weekend. Just got into the play test. I haven't played it yet. I was like, that's an interesting concept. Yeah, so all you got to do is go here, request access, and then you just basically wait for the email. Whenever I've ever requested access, oh, you can play now. Never mind. You get instantly into it. There you go. So if you want to try it out, here, can I give y'all the link? I copied it. Here you go. There's the link. Don't act like I ain't put you on. You get instant access, so you could try the game out now for free. If you like Smash Bros type of games. You see the Powerpuff Girls got added to Multiverse? I have not. Do I have anything else? Look at you, Brooke. I don't know if you're still on my stream. Get off the game. Ain't you supposed to be working? Play a 2K? Fucking exposed. Badge grinding on clock hours? That's all I got, I think. Yeah, I think that's all I got right there. We can go into the sub box then.